Welcome to PDC Spotlight. I'm Ann Mangan with the Portland Development Commission. Today we're at the June Key Delta Community Center in North Portland's Humboldt neighborhood. It's a remarkable renovation of a former gas station and demonstrates how a small, nonprofit organization is using sustainable building practices to create a living building. Later, we'll chat with neighborhood representative Kara Stoudemire-Phillips about the impact projects like this have on local businesses and residents here. But first, we'll meet John Jackley, PDC's Neighborhood Division Manager and the agency's point person for business and social equity. The City of Portland is committed to work that focuses on creating local jobs and improving commercial districts. The Portland City Council recently adopted a neighborhood economic development strategy to guide us, public partners, community partners, and business leaders in fostering economic opportunity and neighborhood vitality. We're here today with John Jackley, Neighborhood Division Manager and PDC's Director for Business and Social Equity. Hey, John, what's this neighborhood economic development strategy all about?
The Neighborhood Economic Development Strategy is a result of the combined efforts of the Portland City Council and the Mayor, our Board of Commissioners, and PDC's leadership to put a focus like never before on the role of neighborhoods, small businesses, and local citizens to help shape their own economic destiny, put jobs into the neighborhood, and bring the kind of businesses that make sense to folks on their everyday streets.
So partnership's probably going to be a big part of this plan. Who do you hope to work with? What organizations are going to come into play?
One of the key foundations of the Neighborhood Economic Development Strategy is that PDC, and frankly no government agency, can do this on their own. So we need to build capacity in the community to help small businesses attract jobs and promote the kind of activity that folks want in their neighborhoods. So part of the strategy is to provide resources to local nonprofits and other community organizations so they can work with us and other small business assistance providers, leverage our resources, put more energy and focus on it, and bring in the kind of expertise that's not just in government.
What kind of projects and programs do you already have going? What's already underway?
Well, the good news is that PDC's been off to a running start. We have a number of things going on, and they're super exciting. One of the big things is a push to connect underrepresented communities, communities of color, and folks that traditionally haven't had the advantages that everyone else has had, to the new emerging green economy. We want to create a green bridge so that underrepresented communities and people don't get left behind. We have a green grants program. We have community livability grants. We have projects like the June Key Delta Sorority, which is Portland's first Living Building Challenge, which is just a terrific community project. We'll have the Oregon Sustainability Center, which will set new records for minority and women participation, both in the construction and as well as the operations. We also have a host of other resources. We're setting up a leadership group made up of people from all walks of life. And so everyone from the community is going to have a voice in how this strategy gets directed and to where the money and the resources go. And we're going to be looking at a couple of things, I think, that haven't been a priority before. North-Northeast, outer Southeast, communities of color, the immigrant and refugee communities, and places in Portland geographically, neighborhoods that traditionally haven't gotten the kind of attention they've deserved. They're going to be a top focus of this strategy.
What do you think the key to the success is going to be? What's the most important thing for you?
As always, it's going to be public participation. The leadership is there. I think the stars have aligned between City Council and the PDC leadership. The neighborhoods are excited. We have a small business RFP that's in the works right now to provide actual dollars to community organizations to help build up neighborhood businesses and provide technical assistance and support. The June Key Delta Community Center is a perfect example of what the Neighborhood Economic Development Strategy is all about. You've got this great community organization, college-educated African-American women who had a dream to turn an old gas station into a vibrant community center. Well, the dream became a reality. PDC helped, but a lot of other organizations helped too, and people weighed in from all walks of life in Portland to make this a reality. So with projects like that, with our green grants, our community livability grants, and all the other host of projects that we've got going on, and the resources available, we're excited and we think it's going to work well.
John, I like your enthusiasm, and it sounds to me like we've got some wonderful partners lined up to make this strategy a real success. Thanks so much for talking with us today.
You're welcome.
If you'd like to know more about PDC's work in the neighborhoods and the Neighborhood Economic Development Strategy, please visit our website at www.pdc.us. The June Key Delta Community Center, where we're filming today, is a small but ambitious project that really demonstrates the power of partnership. And partnership is at the core of Portland's Neighborhood Economic Development Strategy. Here's a closer look at the June Key Delta Community Center. The opening of the June Key Delta Community Center in August 2011 celebrated a remarkable moment in the development of a long vacant property in North Portland. After years of planning, fundraising, and finally construction, this former brownfield has taken shape as a living building demonstration project.
We hereby officially open this fantastic new facility.
Across the street from Peninsula Park and just 2 blocks north of the Portland Community College Cascade campus, the property on the corner of North Albina Avenue and North Ainsworth Street was once a gas station that saw plenty of use in its day, but it fell on hard times and sat vacant for decades. In 1992, June Key, an educator at Adams High School and a member of the Portland Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta, encouraged the other predominantly African American women in the sorority to purchase the property, with a vision of creating a community center for the neighborhood.
Not only are we a sorority promoting green sustainability, but we're also an organization that has a legacy of doing community good.
By 2010, the project finally got underway after 20 years of dreaming and fundraising by the Deltas, and with the invaluable partnership of the Portland Development Commission. PDC's loan and grant assistance helped renovate and expand the existing building, adding a meeting hall, display space, kitchen, and accessible restrooms. A standard 60s-style concrete and metal building with asphalt pavement has been transformed, with cargo containers, salvage glass, and recycled construction materials using 50 to 70% recycled technology. It's the first African American-owned building to pursue the Living Building Challenge.
It's a building that at the end of the project should be able to create just as much energy as it uses. So that goes from the solar panels that'll be on it, there's a water reclamation system that's on it. We're using ground source heat pumps to heat and cool the building.
When both prime and subcontractor participation is considered, the project attained almost 60% minority women and emerging small business participation, helping to advance PDC's goal to ensure fair and equitable opportunities for Portland's diverse populations.
We've been trying hard, and we always have more work to do to make sure that the money that we spend in our projects flows to minority and women and small business contractors. And on this project, led by Coles Construction, we had 60% of the work performed on this project by minority women and small business contractors. That's almost unprecedented right now.
The June Key project received a federal EPA grant in 2008 and has attracted local and national attention from government agencies that have assisted with environmental testing, water retention processes, and landscape design.
It's not just taking a former contaminated site and reusing it to be part of the community. It's also the social ramifications of its use, the cool things, the community garden, the housing that they're going to provide, the center hub for a community.
It was so nice to see the beauty of the building right now and see the example that they've set for African American community, but also all people, what they can do when they want to give back to the community. So hopefully someone else can, pick up the ball and see what they can do in other communities as well, and combine what we did here.
The June Key Delta Community Center is a small but ambitious project, spearheaded by local people of color who are not only participating in the green building movement, but are pushing it to the limits. The center will sustain the needs of the multicultural neighborhood it serves, encouraging healthy social, educational, artistic, economic, and environmental development and awareness.
It really is an honor for PDC to have had the opportunity to invest in this project. This is the kind of work that we do. And now I'm just going to say, go look at this project. This is what PDC does. We invest in projects like this.
It only takes one person to have the right vision, and if you have the passion in your heart, you can make it happen.
PDC's neighborhood work also includes a matching grant program to support community livability. Projects encompass real property improvements at new or existing community facilities, in open spaces, and to preserve historic or cultural community assets.
An area has to be able to sustain its own economy. It has to have a healthy economy within itself in order to be able to grow and extend itself beyond its own boundaries.
Partnerships, I think, are really key, and strong business districts mean strong communities, and so it all kind of works together. I think building capacity is incredibly important, and providing you're not just dealing with one little piece of improving a neighborhood, whether it be the business district or just the community in general. It's looking at the bigger picture.
I've been finding that as we grow, as we become more of a street presence and working with other businesses, making it more appealing to come in here as a business, it just brings the whole neighborhood up. It's changed. I mean, I think there are moms with strollers on the street, and there are people who walk and bicycle, and it just feels better to be out on the street.
What I created here was, it's small scale, but it done created where they got jobs. They got their own business. They're not working for me, so they're going to work harder for themselves. And not only that, they created employee stream to where now they got workers working for them. That's the big picture. That's what I like to see, and that's my future. That's what I'm trying to do.
The number of our small businesses have hired from the local area, and they are basically growing. As they grow here, they're providing additional opportunities for area residents to be employed close to home.
It's really how do you access the right information and get the right support so you can move forward. And so the only way we're successful is if we help other people be successful. And Vanport gave me a dream I never thought would happen, the opportunity for a small business owner to own. We bought into the whole Vanport concept, and so what we've done is we've developed relationships with different organizations that actually work out of this office, and they all tie in together. So we may not have all the information resources, but we need to know where to get that. We want to increase the number of women business owners, or the number of minority owners that are in business, or the number of owners who have one or more disabilities. That's exciting for us because it's not only changing the amount of business owners, but changing diversity around business owners. And that's kind of the space we've always been in.
I don't think any business is isolated or can really fully be successful without being part of the community too. So definitely there's a place for involvement in whatever the city's doing to improve, and vice versa. We have to be working together.
Micro enterprise like business like me, so PDC, the business landlords and the financial institutions can get together, and of course us like us can get together as a team. We can change this whole community. I believe that.
These videos are produced by PDC videographer John Cardenas. If you have a story idea for the show, send us an email at video@pdc.us. We're shooting today's show at the June Key Delta Community Center in Northeast Portland. This project has been a labor of love by members of the Portland chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, an organization of 150 college-educated women committed to public service. One of the Delta members, Kara Stoudemire Phillips, is also a member of PDC's Community Livability Grant Evaluation Committee, represents the Boise Neighborhood Association, and is a lifelong contributor to community service. Hi, Karis.
Hello.
What do you think the impact is of a project like the June Key Center on the neighborhoods?
The impact of this building on this corner just
to begin with is very impactful in that we transformed this corner where there used to be a gas station that was definitely an eyesore, and we've really transformed this, and now it's something that people look at this corner, we all look at this corner with such pride. And we were able to involve so many community partners, and of course we work with PDC, and they worked with us from the very beginning. We're one of the first organizations that came on board and supported us with this. We're also able to bring in a lot of minority-owned contractors, subcontractors, and then just bring in other community groups. We work with the Neighborhood Association here. So I just think that this is just a point of pride for our community at this point.
The Neighborhood Economic Development Strategy, which we talked about earlier in the show, embraces a new model of community involvement and includes leadership that's representative, that's empowered to make decisions. How do you think that will make a difference in the plan's ultimate success?
I think that it can be nothing but successful to have that new group put together, because that brings everyone to the table and everyone has all the information, has all of the knowledge together, and it also will make PDC absolutely more accountable for all of the projects, because you have more input and you have more guidance of actual community people. So I think that that is definitely a positive strategy that is going to be successful.
Great. And you're a neighborhood advocate yourself.
Yes.
What do you think is so important about Portland's neighborhoods in general as far as how they affect the city's economic success and equity success?
Mm-hmm. I've been involved with my neighborhood association, gosh, I'm trying to remember how long. I've been stuck in the position of treasurer, not stuck, but a lot of people don't want that position, but I enjoy it. And that honestly gave me the opportunity to really get involved in my neighborhood. Growing up, you know, you see different businesses come and go, but you don't really understand how that all works. And when I moved back to Portland from undergrad from Northern California and saw all this new development happening, I wanted to know what was going on, and then that was my avenue to really get involved. And our neighborhood association, I'm not sure how all of the other neighborhood associations work, but we work very, very closely with our business association in our neighborhood. And you know how Mississippi Avenue is at this point, and it's the happening place. And so it's really important that neighbors are working with the businesses there to create harmony, because it could be, you know, it could be tumultuous if allowed to be. But since we do have that constant communication, we have joint meetings together, and we have good neighbor agreements that a lot of the businesses sign with our neighborhood association. We're starting to really get that back going again, because we do have a lot of late night places that we really want them to feel welcome in the community, but also understand that you're in a neighborhood.
Right.
We're able to really talk about what's going on in your neighborhood and what's worked there, what hasn't worked. And so I just think Portland is really unique that people actually know that there are neighborhood associations and that we have a resource with NECN, and then also further, if need be, to go on to ONI and get more information from them as well and have that support from ONI.
Mm-hmm. And ONI is the Office of Neighborhood Involvement. Right. Karis, thanks for being with us today, and thanks so much for your partnership in our neighborhood work.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the support that PDC has given to us. And I just want to say thank you and invite everyone to please come to our center. This is the June Key Community Center, sponsored by Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and our Portland Alumni Chapter. We do have a community garden that we welcome people to come out to. So just please know that we are a community partner, and we want you to be a part of everything that we're doing. And we're doing some great things in the city of Portland and beyond. So thank you and welcome.
If you'd like to know more about the June Key Center or PDC's work in the neighborhoods, please visit our website at www.pdc.us. So that's our show. I'd like to thank John Jackley for talking with us today about PDC's work to build healthy neighborhoods. Thanks too to Karis Stoudemire-Phillips, Chris Poole-Jones, and everyone at the June Key Delta Community Center for letting us shoot here today. I'd also like to thank PDC videographer John Cardenas, the North Portland Media Training Center, and the Scanner Foundation for producing our show. I'm Ann Mangan. Thanks for watching.